I can't do it, Captain. I just don't have the power.
Okay. Got from November Victor, taking off 04.
Roger, service wind northerly 6.
Okay, airspeed alive. Engine T's and P's in the green. 60. 65. Oh, my tango backtrack 04.
This is mine and the boys' return flight to Manchester Barton, following on from last month's episode. Definitely worth a trip to Welshpool, and we'll come back when all the COVID restrictions are lifted and we can make use of the facilities. Worth noting that fuel is sensibly priced, and if you purchase 50 litres or more, then your landing is free. Always attractive to an accountant. Anyway, the average view time on the last flying video was 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Good job I'm not sensitive, I'm not sore about that at all. I thought I'd better put the tax reminders nearer the start. So there's only a few days left of the tax year, so if you can and you haven't already, now's the time to make sure you use up your annual pension contributions and ISA allowances. Otherwise you'll lose what you haven't used up, certainly with the ISAs anyway. Oliver is in the co-pilot seat for the trip back, that's his game face, so a pleasant day for flying and enjoying the Shropshire and Cheshire countryside. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Need to maybe just descend a little bit, mate. We've gained 300 feet. I'm going to be down at 3,500. So you push the nose forward a bit. So I don't really want to lose any speed. We're just off, pointing to the left of track as well, aren't we? So push the nose forward a little bit because we're still ascending. That's it. Get us back on track. We'll accept the increase in speed, which is good. And back on track now, so we can roll the wings level, but keep that pressure forward.
So as we're getting back to the low level corridor that you'll remember on the way down here, that's this strip of airspace between Manchester and Liverpool that allows us to fly through what is essentially Class D controlled airspace without having to speak to an air traffic controller. As long as you were clear of cloud and in sight of the surface, that was fine. That's not consistent with the standard European rules of the air, which states that for flights under 3,000 feet you must have 1,000 foot vertically and 1,500 feet horizontal separation from cloud, and you must be in sight of the surface flying under 140 knots. That just isn't always practical for this route, and on the 25th of March 2020 the UK's exemption from those rules came to an end. Potentially that created a lot more work for controllers at Manchester Airport, because they were faced with having to provide special VFR clearances and separation to light aircraft travelling down that route. So after the usual brouhaha and uncertainties, the CAA issued ORS 41389, which provided for special VFR flight under certain conditions without the need for air traffic control to provide separation, and those conditions were basically exactly as the rules were before. Now on the 20th of May 2021, the Aviation Safety Regulations 2021 come into force, which basically puts everything back to exactly as it was before with regard to VFR visibility, flying within Class D, F and G airspace. So after all that, nothing really changed for this route. Things did change for a period. For example, if you were flying out of Liverpool and the cloud was too low, and by that I mean under 2,000 feet, then you would have to get a special VFR clearance rather than flying just a normal VFR departure. But that should all change back to as it was come the 20th of May as well, I think. When you are flying down this route, the sensible thing is to tune into Manchester radar and listen to what's going on. And you put a transponder code of 7366 in. That tells Manchester radar that you're tuned into them and listening to the frequency, so if anything does happen they can contact you and give you some instruction. I also quite like listening in because there's always a lot going on at the airport.
Golf Charlie Golf, nothing on radar yet. It's a basic service, a QNH 1020. I'll come back to you when I can see you on radar.
4020, so I'll get us up into 3,000 feet. Golf Charlie Golf.
Can I someone Golf lever 15 miles to run? Descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
But I'll see 3,000 feet, Charlie 71 Golf lever.
Charlie 71 Golf lever, there's a police helicopter operating just north of the centre line, about 2 miles north of the centre line. It's in your 10 o'clock this time range of about 6 miles.
Okay, that's copy, Charlie 71 Golf lever. Police report, complete inbound traffic, just arriving on scene now. If there is a completion, I can stand off to the north as he comes in.
Police report, no, that's no problem. You're in good position there. You'll keep rocking it.
Barton information, Golf Bravo, Tango, Juliet Alpha, at the pumps, request taxi for hangar 2.
Golf Bravo, Tango, Juliet Alpha, Barton information, hello again, enter runway 32 and taxi to hangar.
Entering runway 32, taxiing to hangar 2, Golf Juliet Alpha.
Golf November Victor, overhead, descending dead side.
Golf November Victor, there's currently one aircraft in the fixed-wing circuit final. Report downwind.
Report downwind, then contact Golf November Victor.
Golf Charlie Juliet Delta Alpha, overhead report 1,800 feet, request join.
Golf Charlie Juliet Delta Alpha, Barton information, hello again, runway 26 right, circuit right hand, QFE 1018, squawk 7365.
Just right, circuit right hand, QFE 1018, squawk 7365, Golf Delta Alpha.
Check on the downwind, nothing there.
So here we are now back at City Airport, Manchester Barton, just joining the circuit. As a recording, the circuit join height has now been revised back to 1,700 feet, which I think is a good plan. So I'll now let you enjoy the landing. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Hey. Golf November Victor downwind, 26 right to land.
Golf November Victor, no report to traffic ahead, report final.
Report final, Golf November Victor. Brakes, undercarriage down and fixed, mixture's rich, fuel pump is on, engine T's and P's are in the green.
Golf Mike Delta
nose up. The stage flat. Dimmed. Trim 70. Golf November Victor, final 26 right to land.
Golf November Victor, runway 26 right, land at your discretion, surface in 310 degrees, 12 knots.
Landing Golf November Victor.
Runway 26 right, right hand circuit, QNH 1020, squawk 7365. Helicopter Golf India Oscar.
Got that made.